Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 cents for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me, I'ma push back, just wait and you'll see.
Welcome to the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and I am back with another transfer portal video. A former 5-star wide receiver who's got some connections to Tennessee has entered his name into the transfer portal. We'll get into it. We'll talk about those connections. We'll take a look at the scouting report, all that information. I know some of you guys really enjoy these portal videos, so some of you don't. I get it. So what I'm trying to do, I'm going to try to continue to put out as much content as possible. I'm going to try to hit the portal videos, but also bring some different content. But as always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that thumbs up just below the video. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the Talkin Vols Network, welcome. We're not experts, insiders. We're fans just like you. If you enjoy the content, go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications so you don't miss out when we go live or when we drop new content. We will be live tonight, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope you'll tune in for Talkin Vols Live. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Again, 24/7 Sports article written by Joey Helmer. Jadon Haselwood has entered the transfer portal. Now, Jaden Haselwood is a former 5-star recruit in the class of 2019. At the time, he was the #1 wide receiver in the country, #4 ranked player nationally. So tons of talent here. We'll get into the connections with Tennessee. Let's just read through the article here first. It says here, make it 3 players that have already entered the transfer portal in light of the Lincoln Riley departure. Wide receiver Jaden Haselwood is the latest to make his intentions known. Here's the quote here from Haselwood. It says, it was a childhood dream of mine to be a Sooner, and I'm blessed to have been able to live that out. After careful consideration and due to many factors, I've decided that I'll be entering the transfer portal. Thank you to all those who have supported me. I am proud of the growth I've had during my time at Oklahoma, and I look forward to building on that next season in a new program. Now, as always with these portal videos, the #1 question we ask is why? Why is this kid entering the portal? Is he a troublemaker? Is it playing time? But the thing that we're seeing this season, because it's happening all over the country, is coaching changes. Now, I was listening to the VAWLS podcast, and Hubs brought up a very interesting point. Is Haselwood just going to follow Lincoln Riley to USC? And if he does, at what point does the NCAA step in and stop that? Stop, a coach takes a new job. Let's say 15 players enter the transfer portal. How do they put a stop to that? What do you guys think? You think that you should maybe put a 1-year ban there? You can't follow your coach immediately? Or do you think it's okay for Lincoln Riley to take a new job? Guess what? I recruited these guys. Let Jaden Haselwood follow me on out west to USC. Now, again, there are some connections. So maybe it's not Lincoln Riley. Maybe it is. But Jaden Haselwood has some connections to Tennessee. If you look at his recruitment back when he came out in the class of 2019, very interesting who his final 3 were. Obviously he ended up committing to Oklahoma, but Tennessee was also in the mix, and Auburn was in the mix. So it's very interesting that Tennessee's wide receiver coach, Cody Burns, was the lead recruiter for Haselwood in the class of 2019 at Auburn. So he's got that relationship. He's got that connection. So will Jaden Haselwood take a look at Tennessee? Goes on to say here, this let me get back into the article. This season, the redshirt sophomore wideout leads the team with 6 touchdown receptions as he's reeled in a team-high 39 catches for 399 yards. He's averaging 10.2 yards per reception and 33.3 yards per game. That includes a 3-touchdown game in a 52-21 victory over TCU. That day, Haselwood caught a total of 6 passes for 56 yards and 3 scores. I got a quote here from him talking about that game. Says, yes, very, very exciting. I haven't had a game like that since high school, so I'm very happy. Guess what, kid? If you like multiple touchdown games, I know a place for you. I know a guy that can scheme you up, dial you up, and get you in the end zone. Go watch Javonte Payton's highlights from this season. He says, I haven't had a game like that since high school, so I'm happy. I know you can tell a lot right now, but yeah, man, I feel like even just as an offense, we played more complete than the whole season. I feel like we're getting better every week. So he also hauled in a couple of touchdowns in an earlier season game against Western Carolina. So that was 2 multi-score games in 2021. Another quote from him says, I mean, pretty much just try to build on it every week. That's the goal anyway, to get better every week. Just come out next week, work harder than I did last week, become a better player, better target for whoever is at quarterback. Over the duration of his Sooner career, he had 63 catches, 736 yards, and 7 touchdowns. His long reception was 50 yards coming earlier this year. And then obviously here it says he joins quarterback Spencer Rattler and fellow wide receiver Theo Weiss as Sooner players who have entered the portal. Oklahoma has yet to name a head coach after Riley abruptly departed for USC on Saturday. So there it is. Again, former 5-star wide receiver Jadon Haselwood. I believe he would have 2 years of eligibility. Again, with the free COVID year, I never know what a true sophomore, freshman wide receiver, you never really know where anybody stands. In 3 seasons, freshman year 2019 had 19 catches for 272 yards and a touchdown. Let's get into the scouting report from Jadon Haselwood. This kid has everything you want in a wide receiver. This is a scouting report from Barton Simmons. He was a former director of scouting, 24/7 Sports. The NFL comparison is Keenan Allen. His projection is an NFL first rounder. Scouting report here says big physical frame that can project seamlessly to safety, still has room to fill out and get stronger, but frame is there to match up problem on the outside. As good as anyone in the 2019 classic jump ball situations. High points the football with strong hands, quick jump ability, competent route runner that uses his size advantage effectively to body smaller DBs. Says he has enough speed, but is not a burner and wins with size and elite ball skills rather than separation. Played in a run-oriented offense in high school and was productive, but will need more polish on the next level. Plays both sides of the ball in high school and could have also been an elite safety. Impact high-level Power 5 prospect with first-round NFL upside. You know, obviously you can't teach speed. You want a guy that is a burner. But I think that Cedric Tillman's a pretty good example that in Josh Heupel's offense, you don't necessarily have to be a burner. And that goes back to the spring when they asked Joe Milton why they kept throwing the deep ball to Cedric Tillman. And he talked about his ability to get off of press coverage, his ability to create separation. Jadon Haselwood would fit in this offense perfectly. And if you want the example of a guy that can come from another school and just immediate success, Javonte Payton, look what he did for this football team this year. I know a lot of you are talking about needing offensive linemen, needing linebackers, needing safeties, needing help at defensive back. This team, Tennessee, needs help all over the field. You're going to have to add some guys at each level, all positions. But when you have a guy that you can bring in that could make an immediate impact like Jadon Haselwood, I think you got to take a look. You have that previous relationship with Cody Burns. Obviously, he's interested in Tennessee as a school, as a program, to be in the final mix there in his recruitment back in 2019. But when you talk about, pick who you want to bring in, you got to choose wisely who you accept out of the transfer portal. Any kid talked about on the day after, we don't praise Velus Jones enough. And you got to remember that we're losing Velus Jones Jr., also losing Javonte Payton. We don't know. Cedric Tillman is not guaranteed to be returning. So if you have a guy like Jadon Haselwood that you can bring in to make an immediate impact, I think you definitely need to take a look. There are some rumblings out there that Tennessee is in communication with Haselwood. I don't know how accurate that is. You know how the internet is. Just because you hear it doesn't mean it isn't true. But leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Tennessee takes a look? Do you think those previous relationships with Cody Burns, the previous interest in Tennessee back in 2019 matter? Or do you think he follows his coach out to USC? Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin VAWLS Network at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. This is the new shirt we just put out today for all you Vol Hoops fans or you retro gaming fans. TBA Jam Talkin VAWLS edition. This is the second Vol Hoops merchandise that we put out. If you like that, go check it out. But then we've got the old school faithful, the retro Vols, Talkin VAWLS State Pride. All the logo merch is there. Just go check it out. The link to all that will be in the description below. But that is going to wrap it up for this one. Again, hit that comment section, hit that like button, all that good stuff. Hope to see you guys tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern for Talkin VAWLS Live. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.